In a quaint village surrounded by majestic mountains and a sparkling sea, there lived a wise Zen master named Hoshin. He was known throughout the land for his profound understanding of the mind and its intricate workings. People traveled from far and wide, seeking his wisdom in hopes of finding peace and enlightenment. Among these seekers was a young man named Haru, who was often restless and burdened by his tumultuous thoughts. His mind raced like a wild horse, leading him to feel anxious, overwhelmed, and lost. One day, determined to find solace, Haru set out to meet Master Hoshin. Upon reaching the village, Haru spotted the master sitting peacefully under a magnificent cherry blossom tree, its delicate petals dancing in the gentle breeze. With a deep bow, he approached Hoshin. "Master Hoshin," he said, his voice trembling with earnestness, "I cannot control my mind. It feels like a wild beast that roams freely, leading me to despair. Please teach me how to tame it." Hoshin looked at Haru with warm, knowing eyes and smiled. "Control your mind, you say? Come, walk with me." They strolled down a winding path that led to a serene lake, its surface shimmering under the sunlight. As they reached the water's edge, Hoshin gestured toward the lake. "What do you see?" Haru studied the lake. At first, it appeared calm, but soon he noticed ripples forming as a gentle wind blew across the surface. "I see the water, both calm and disturbed," he replied. "Exactly," said Hoshin. "Just like this lake, our minds can be tranquil or tumultuous. To control your mind, you must first understand it." Confused but intrigued, Haru asked, "But how can I calm the winds that stir my thoughts?" "Meet me here at dawn tomorrow," Hoshin instructed. "Bring a stone from the river." The next morning, Haru arrived at the lake just as the sun began to rise, bringing warmth and light to the world. He carried a smooth stone, as instructed. Hoshin awaited him, radiating serenity. "Now, throw the stone into the lake," the master said. Haru did so, watching intently as the stone created ripples that spread across the water. "The lake is disturbed again," he observed. Hoshin nodded. "And so is your mind. Every thought, worry, or fear is like that stone, creating ripples that disrupt your peace. But what happens when the ripples fade?" Haru watched as the water slowly returned to its calm state. "The lake becomes still again," he said, beginning to grasp the lesson. "Precisely," Hoshin replied. "The key is not to stop the stones from falling, but to let the ripples settle until your mind is calm once more. Practice this daily." For weeks, Haru returned to the lake each morning, throwing stones of various sizes and observing the ripples they made. He began to recognize the patterns of his thoughts, realizing how they affected his peace of mind. Some days, the stones were small worries, while other days, they represented larger fears. But instead of feeling overwhelmed, Haru learned to accept each stone, understanding that it was natural for thoughts to arise and fall away. One day, while sitting by the lake, Haru noticed a fisherman casting his net into the water. Curious, he approached the man. "How do you catch fish in such a disturbed sea?" he asked. The fisherman smiled, his face weathered by the sun and sea. "Patience, young one. The fish are always there, but you must wait for the water to calm before you can see them." Haru realized that the fisherman's words echoed his own journey. Just as the fisherman waited for the lake to settle, he too was learning to wait for his mind to find peace before seeking clarity and understanding. Inspired, Haru returned to Hoshin the next morning. "Master, I understand now. It's not about controlling my thoughts, but allowing them to come and go like ripples in the lake." Hoshin smiled, pleased. "You are beginning to see, Haru. Mastery of the mind is about observation and acceptance. When you learn to observe your thoughts without attachment, you cultivate a sense of inner peace. As the weeks turned into months, Haru practiced diligently. He spent his mornings by the lake, throwing stones and allowing the ripples to settle. He began to meditate, focusing on his breath, and soon found that his thoughts became less overwhelming. Instead of feeling lost in a storm of emotions, he learned to sit quietly, letting the waves of his mind ebb and flow. One day, a fierce storm swept through the village, howling winds rattling the windows and sending rain pouring down. Villagers scurried about, seeking shelter. However, Haru remained calm in his home, remembering the lessons of the lake. As the storm raged on, he closed his eyes, focusing on his breath. He felt the chaos around him but didn't let it invade his mind. He visualized the storm as a passing cloud, knowing that it too would eventually pass. Hours later, when the storm finally subsided, Haru emerged to find the village washed clean and the air fresh. He made his way to the lake, where he found Hoshin meditating peacefully beneath the cherry blossom tree. "Master," Haru called out, "I remained calm during the storm. I understood that it was just a passing disturbance." "You have learned well," Hoshin said, his eyes gleaming with approval. "The storms of life will always come, but how you respond to them is what truly matters. You have begun to cultivate the art of observing without being swept away." Filled with gratitude, Haru replied, "Thank you, Master. I will continue to practice and share what I have learned." "Remember," Hoshin replied, "the journey of the mind is ongoing. Each day brings new lessons and new stones. Embrace them, and you will find peace." As seasons changed, Haru devoted himself to his practice, sharing his newfound wisdom with others in the village. He became a beacon of inspiration for those struggling with their thoughts, guiding them to the lake where they could learn to observe their mind's ripples. Years later, as an old man, Haru found himself sitting by the same lake, surrounded by a small group of eager learners. He shared the story of his journey with Master Hoshin, illustrating the importance of accepting the mind's nature. "We are not our thoughts," he explained, "but the stillness beneath them. Embrace your mind and find the peace that lies within." And so, the legacy of Hoshin and Haru continued, a timeless reminder that in the dance of thoughts and emotions, control is not about suppression, but about gentle acceptance and understanding. The lake remained a sanctuary for those seeking solace, a place where the winds of the mind could blow, yet peace would always return. In the heart of the village, beneath the blooming cherry blossoms, the teachings of the wandering mind echoed through generations, reminding all who listened that the path to mastery lay not in control, but in the art of letting go.